Hello, everybody. This is your good friend, MegaFire, and we are back again with another episode of It All Goes Back to Sonic. And today I am joined by some surprise new guests, Harvek, Dorko for you, and Bob Hood.
I'm honored to be on here for the first time ever.
Um, yeah, it's to man, we got a good set of comics today. We read through 150. we were, we went through 152 to 159 because it's an exciting landmark where we're finally breaking from the yoke of contenders after this. Um, so yeah, exciting times. Hopefully it's all uphill from here.
This was a really rough session, but it does have the caveat of like, oh, we're free from Ken Penders.
I feel like I get hit by a bus right before we get out of this.
Preamble before we get in. I
Okay.
despise Ash, so you know my feelings going forward.
They don't really give you a reason to like him.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Ash Ketchum.
they don't really. Yeah, they're doing a good job trying to make you hate most of the characters before the end of the era. I have some interesting takes on a couple of things, but I think for the most part, I'm with y'all. This is a rough one. I felt even though so we did read quite a few like issues, but it almost felt like I read like a freaking dissertation on like so much crap. It was like actually a roller coaster of like, wow, there's so much happening, and then there's like, wow, there's so little happening, and I realized like, oh, I've read through like 2 issues. What the heck?
Wow,
I
there's
know.
so much Ken Penders.
Yeah, man.
So much, so little.
But there are some really good faces. I'm excited about that. I guess let's just hit the ground running with 152, Bob.
So
Guys, stop saying that.
Eggman's mad he can't get Sonic and he yells at his computer. Adam then concludes that his only option to help is to allow some nanotechnology to go off in the middle of the woods. Lupe the Wolf and others happen to be there when it starts growing, so they start escaping so they don't get trapped. Rotor later displays a map showing a technology tumor growing out from Megapolis. Sonic leads a group with Bunny, Mia, Amy, and the red one.
Fiona.
Fiona. My notes even say it later, but then I forgot.
The red
Bunny
one.
gets captured. Bunny gets captured by something, the green slime, and Sonic goes looking for it. He finds Snively, believing him to be behind this, but Snively explains this is because of some nanites going haywire, thanks to Adam. Sonic finds a green Eggman blob, who I'm guessing is Adam just by the way he speaks. He finds him with Bunny, and then Sonic convinces Adam to stop. The end.
Glad I don't
Awesome.
listen. I have a note here somehow.
That's my entire face through reading all of these.
That
Just
wasn't even
all
in this
surprised.
issue, dude.
Yeah, it
I think,
is.
I think it's the next issue, wasn't it?
No, it's
That
in this
was-
one.
No, it's in the next one.
It's in the session. It's not in this issue.
Yeah.
Oops, I skipped ahead. My bad.
No, here I got you. I'll fix it for you. Here's. I'm looking at this again. This is so bad.
I was wondering why my comic wasn't matching up to what Bob was saying.
Tommy Turtle just is constantly drawn worse and worse throughout this section. First off, I love the energy that Eggman brings in these first couple issues. Or sorry, first couple panels. He's just like, I hate teenagers. I'm like, damn, this is what a boomer. And then also, I can't believe Nano Machines was I forgot about this plot line, and it's kind of crazy to think like, I wonder, was this an inspiration for the IDW plotline? Like, because it's kind of similar.
I mean, maybe.
Bob, not to comment on your summary skills, you're great at it. I love you. But you forgot the most important part of the story, the Bionicle mini issue.
That didn't work.
I spaced out when I was first reading this, and I turned the page and I just saw this robot. I'm like, who the hell is that?
No, it was not part of the assignment.
Henders, what are you doing?
We didn't skip any Sonic related things this session.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I skipped some backstories because I was like, this shit sucks.
I skipped the thing where Sonic talks to one of the writers again.
Yeah, that sucks. There's a lot of filler in these issues, by the way, for those at home. I'm not gonna lie, the backstories of this session have been pretty bad.
Yo, man, are they bad?
They're just so much nothing. It's like if I ever like, it is like capital F filler, capital S shit. I do want to like, okay, going back to the nano machines thing. It kind of makes me think. I was like, did they like use like Sonic CD as an influence for this? But then I was like, well, hold on. Ken Penders wrote this, so he probably didn't. But all I could think of like when I was reading this, like, oh well, it's kind of like Sonic CD where you go in the future level of like, was it not Green Hills, but whatever Green Hill stand-in. That I forgot the name of, where it becomes mechanical. But yeah, then I just now, while speaking this thought out, realized, well, the person who wrote this didn't play any Sonic games, and we know that for sure.
Okay, so this is like regular Sonic again, right? I think.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, why is he making out with everyone still?
Ken Penders.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, probably. I was gonna say maybe it was misinterpreted by the artist. Like it was just to give a kiss like on the cheek, like oh my hero or whatever. But because if something that's said later on in like a different issue, I was like maybe that the artist just drew that way too.
Well,
like,
I think
I don't think that was
yeah, the thing with Buddy, I think that was like a bit of a miscommunication. It hardly makes anything better, but it's like, okay, no, like, Buddy's not into Sonic at this point.
Yeah,
they're talking really good for being lip locked, man.
Yeah, I don't think it was because okay. So another thing is this issue, same story. Two artists, John Gray, so great stuff there. But then we also have Al Bigley, what a name, on the back half of this same story. Speaking of John Gray, I gotta say, this is probably one of the coolest set of, I don't know, like panels, I guess. They're technically panels. It goes so hard. It didn't need to go that hard, but man, seeing this out of context, Rotor and Sonic trying to figure out what happened to Bunny after she gets abducted, and then Charles just like the dark shading over his face. He's like, everybody remain at your just saying it. I'm like, damn, this is really good. This is really good.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that John Gray only did like a half of the story because like. Yeah,
it could have been the way he does the shading. It makes a story that's like got mediocre writing. Like it elevates the plot. Like it's cool seeing how everything is drawn to express an otherwise meh story. Like it's not a bad. I don't think it's a bad story. I just don't think it's nothing like super great, but the art just elevates it until you get to the back half. And it's just like, sorry, Bigley, I don't know.
I hate that I didn't notice there were two different artists before. Now I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Also, Tommy the Turtle design number 5 right there.
That's a funny thing I remembered. I didn't bother saving like a link or a source, but like John Gray like posted like the original like sketch and like, like originally he tried to give Tommy like a funny hat to make him more appealing to look at, but like it was like rejected in the final. It's like, he was like, I tried, guys.
I did my civic duty.
Yeah, they gave Rotor, aka Boomer, a backwards hat
Yeah,
and cool hat, and
I like the boomer. I like the like. Yeah, I think it's cute.
Boomer. He's the boomer here.
That's right. This isn't John Gray, but Bigley did art of like when Adam or whatever the nanites are takes apart Bunny because he's trying to absorb the mechanical parts. I forgot to. Sorry about that. Sonic.
No, you're getting rings to survive. You're gonna need them.
I forgot to mute that. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I didn't realize one of Bunny's eyes was not real. I always assumed that it was all bionic or all organic above, and I don't know if this is ever mentioned again or referenced. Maybe another instance of the artist didn't.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on in that part.
Yeah.
Like Bunny's like mechanical parts are like melting and stuff.
Yeah.
I get what they're doing, that it's excuse for a redesign, but they could have like pointed that out. I think so. She's a lot more sleek later on.
Maybe.
As opposed to the quote unquote bulky look. I have to use big air quotes because she's already pretty like slimmed down in this.
Yeah.
They just took her jacket away. I guess.
I can't believe they would do that.
Was it really slimming down? I don't know.
Let me double check now. Hang on, let me.
It's hard to tell because there's like two artists also, but I think she kind of goes back to normal like in the next issues. Like,
well, in the second part, she definitely looks more humanoid. She loses her bunny feet.
I don't know if that's like an artist thing or not.
It could be an artist thing. I don't know what's going on here. Look, we've already had Sonic and Bunny making out for no reason. What else can happen?
I didn't really pay attention to like her design. At first I also thought like, oh, is this a redesign thing? And then I like double backed and I was like, doesn't seem like it, but I don't know. Cause she's like back to normal in 155 and stuff.
I don't know.
Anyway, the back issue is like whatever. It's a fairy tale. That's the next issue. It's all blurring together in my head.
It's all penders.
Could say that Snively kind of just ends up joining them with like very little fanfare, which is a little weird, but okay, I guess.
Yeah. There's one more funny thing. It was one of the throwaway lines where it's like they're flying over to the mission area and they're like, no offense, Sonic, but shouldn't Sir Charles lead this? And I'm like, isn't this the second time somebody said that in the last like 5 issues? Where it's like, hey, your uncle should be the leader, actually. And I'm like, I don't know why this happened twice. It makes sense, but it's like, I don't know. It's very funny. Everybody loves Uncle Charles. I love that. Chuck is the best, and he deserves. That's all I got on 152.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So memorable, I forgot to open it first.
So 153. Dr. Eggman sends Knack to assassinate Mina during her concert. He misses, and in the crossfire, Sonic confronts Catch him and put out some fires. Knack would rather not have to share cells with some former allies that he left behind one day, so he reveals that Eggman sent him because he hated hearing Mina's music. And then we get a side story where some kids listen to a bedtime story about our Sonic characters in a fairy tale world where some of the old Archie comic bad guys work for a wizard Eggman. The end.
To clarify something I said at the start of the show, fuck Ash, as you were.
Yes.
Yeah. So 153 and 154 are actually written by Carl Bollers. I think this is the last time we see his writing.
Yeah,
period.
So this is the last Carl Boulder story.
It's kind of unfortunate, but it's also this assassination plotline is one of the more memorable for me in this era of the comics. Like I was waiting for this issue to come up. I just couldn't remember when it happened, but it is like one of the plots that stuck in my brain. Yeah, I don't know why he wrote Ash to be so unlikable. It's really weird because like I get why, but I feel like it's a crank to 1,000 in a really weird way.
You know what I think it is? This might be a personal bias to me. I hate people that wear those little tiny glasses.
Damn.
They're always written to be assholes.
Coincidence?
I'm trained to see that now.
Anybody who's listening who has tiny glasses, I'm sorry.
Anyone that's reading that has those tiny ass glasses, get some normal ones. I bet they're not even prescription.
Damn. I love this very first set like of pages. It's crazy. Okay, so Ron Lim did the art here, and it's like for a moment when I started, my note was like, "Whoa, this is Ron Lim. This is so much better." And like he goes back and it's like, "Wow, well this is better, but it's still like now I can tell it's Ron Lim." And it's like, why is there more One Island things going on again?
I like that. My particular copy of this comic has just a bunch of ads for the Batman in them. I have to skip by like 10 ads to get to the rest of the comic.
Batman wants you.
No, remember, it's the Batman.
That's right.
Parenthesis 2004.
Yeah, it's the new one. Or the newer one.
No.
The new one.
Yeah. Yes. Robert Pattinson is pointing at his crossword puzzle saying, "Can you still see Sonic the Hedgehog?" This is the Sonic DC crossover I want.
I just want to appreciate Knack's trench coat.
I don't know who that is.
It's really funny how Ron Lim draws Knack exceptionally well compared to everybody else.
You can tell when the artist has a favorite.
Him, Ash, and like Eggman are drawn pretty good, and some of the background characters are drawn all right. And it's just like,
I think of Ron Lim's just fine drawing humans, but then it's Sonic characters. That's when the problems start to show.
Except Knack and Ash, he's really good at that.
Yeah, I really like this Eggman plot. This is just such a petty plot.
I wrote that exact thing down. I was like, this is a great plot because this is such an Eggman thing to do. He's just a hater and he wants to kill because. And then you linked that Tommy the Turtle thing in my note for that as Ken Pender somehow makes Tommy the Turtle look even worse.
Oh no, that's the next issue.
Oh, that's the next issue. My bad. Damn.
Don't worry. Once we get to 54, I'll link it again and say, "Look at this funny image."
I like this. I like this art from Art Maloney. The style really suits him. I kind of dig how he draws Eggman in like the new Eggman. It kind of reminds me of some of the like Sonic box art. I think Sonic 3 or 2, where he's like holding the number with his hand. I don't know. I'm like the story was whatever, but I was kind of digging the especially with the whole sketchy shading stuff. Like, it's really cool. Side story was like I said, whatever. I don't like. It's probably one of the better ones of the side stories, but yeah. Anything else to add to this one?
I got nothing for a lot of these, to be honest.
All right, I guess we can move on to 154.
Yeah.
Second part of the Mina assassination plotline.
So Ash is mad because Mina almost dying isn't enough of a big deal, I guess. He's mad because he gets the feeling her songs lately have all been about Sonic, and then a bunch of old mobs attack the stadium to try again to kill Mina. And then Heavy also shows up and attacks. Sonic saves the day. But back in Mina's room, her boyfriend wants to talk, when suddenly a stray bomb was in the room waiting to go off. Ash takes the bomb away in the nick of time and takes a hit to save Mina. He's hospitalized, but also he's fine. And then Mina meets him there and the two make up. And then we get a story about the little nanites, nanomachines latching on a Tommy show, and he gets jetpack superpowers. The end.
Special
So in
thanks to
this
Robert
issue,
Loeffler and Dina
uh,
Lopez.
Chat, look at this funny image.
Oh my god. Somehow Ken Penders makes Tommy the Turtle look worse in his style. Also, he gave Tommy the Turtle a weird ass superpower. What the fuck, dude? Why did he do that?
He can't write for a cuteness right.
Jetpack Turtle Show sounds pretty good on paper. It's just Tommy the Turtle doing it. So it
yeah, Gamera did it better.
These two images are so good.
God. It does really make me want to ask why, because like just generally speaking, he seems to only care about his characters, but then it's like, I'll write about someone else's Tommy the Turtle. Like, ah!
Everyone hates him. I love him.
That was genuine despair I just heard right now.
Yeah, man.
Another thing real fast. Let me just mention Long Ash.
Long Ash.
Why is he so long?
He's tall. He's a tall guy.
Let's call him Lash. Be over with it.
He's Studio Denified.
I don't.
Or clamp. Sorry, clamp.
I like how they try to make like a redemption for him.
It's so weird. Like Carl Bollers is typically, in my opinion, a pretty good writer. So it's like, I mean, the guy's probably checked out at this point, but like, maybe. It's just a shame. It's a shame that he had to go out on like. Again, I like the plot. I like you said, Harvek, like the Eggman's just mad, so he's sending an assassin. I think it's cool. It's just that some of the beats just land so bad with Ash and Mina, and it kind of bogs down the rest of the comic. Because the fight scenes are cool. I like the whole like bomb stuff happening. The heavy fight was interesting. It's nice to just see Bomb and Heavy again, but
I don't know how I feel about them just killing off Bomb and Heavy.
They've done it like a few times now.
Weren't they good guys? What happened?
Don't you remember Eggman? He at some when Saint Stink's group got captured.
No, I know, but literally no one has thought to themselves, "Hey, let's try to repair these guys."
Well, they were. I guess they were still captured. I don't know. Yeah, nobody cares about Bomb and Heavy. This is racism.
Is this Mega Man logic now? We're just gonna blow them up and rebuild them?
No, there's just the racists.
I mean,
they
at
hate
least
Bomb
one
and
of
Heavy.
them was Bob. He just explodes. He's okay. But...
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's Bomb, but Heavy's now at the bottom of an underground lake. So
it's Nintendo logic.
He's dead. He's gone.
I forgot, but like also just tiny thing that's nice is Heavy and Bob. They look like their original designs, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm. I also like the little touch where he's like, "Damn, Heavy is just like indestructible." I'm like, "Dang, that's cool." And then he's like, "I gotta." He has to think of a different way to beat him instead of just hitting him. So that, like, good on Bowlers for at least making those fights really interesting, and I enjoy it. I like the concept. I like the Mina and the Ash stuff is really weird because it's like I think it's a necessary thing to have as a little drama, but not to the way that they did it, because it's like so like Ash is just 0 to 1,000 and then it's just like, oh, we're good now, and I'm like, okay.
Like I said, I did enjoy this Eggman plot. I like the balance of threatening villain but also really goofy.
Yeah,
and that's probably my favorite type of villain.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I mean, my favorite franchise is Mega Man, and Dr. Wily feels that instantly, you know? Dude's out to conquer the world, but he built Bubble Man.
I like this touch of Eggman being like, well, I even have to admit her first album had something to it.
He really is just a hater. It's good.
He's a K-pop stan.
First generation was better.
These new guys don't understand my music. Adam, play BTS.
No, that's new. And he would say, Adam, play Girls' Generation.
Adam, I need some NSYNC in my life right now.
So keep up. Adam, to anyone, please.
Adam, send a text to Samus. I need new recommendations.
Stop. Yeah, Adam goes on from the Sonic Archie comics to Metroid Fusion.
He has nothing to do with Adam Malkovich. It's just a different AI in Samus's ship. She just thinks it's the same.
Yeah. That's all I got for this one. I think. Any closing thoughts on 154 and the Mina plotline, the Mina assassination plot?
I enjoyed Goofy Eggman. I want Ash to have been exploded.
I enjoyed Goofy Eggman. I did not enjoy Ash. I hope I don't see him again.
Yeah, I did like this Eggman plot.
They have an opportunity. Next issue, they could just open up with, and then Ash died in the hospital from his wounds. The end.
All right, Bob. So we talked about it in 155 and 156. Are gonna we're just gonna combine the summary for those because it's kind of a single plot.
Yeah,
it's pretty cohesive. So I think it's better to just talk about it.
Alrighty then. So here's the main plot. Tails never really got. Well, this isn't really the main plot, the Tails sort of thing, but it's in the main story anyway, and it's brushed away. Good, because I didn't like it. Tails never really got over the Fiona robot from many issues ago, and wants to get together with the real one. Fiona turns him down because holy shit, he's only like barely 11 and she's 16. Tails lashes out at Sonic out of jealousy. King Acorn wants to step down from the throne due to his health problems and wants Sally to get married with Antoine so she can be the queen. Again, this has happened before. Sonic finds out what happens from Buddy and takes issue that nobody else bothered to tell him anything. So he confronts Antoine, who, as a reminder, is actually an evil Antoine from another world. King Acorn's health worsens and he goes comatose.
I got hit by a truck and I became Antoine from another world. Sorry, the way you said that just made me think of an isekai. Go ahead, my bad.
And then Sally and evil Antoine showed up on wedding day, and to Sonic's dismay, they're now married. Prince Alias returns as he believes he should hold the crown instead for the people's safety. Because he thinks blah, 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 transfer of power can be dangerous, I should just get it instead of this other guy. So Elias is crowned, and evil Antoine tries to pull a fast one by shaking Elias's hand with the hypodermic needle that he had equipped himself with to kill King Acorn, and would have pulled that off had Elias not shown up earlier. Sonic cuts him off and finally pieces together that ever since Antoine got the scar, this universe had the wrong Antoine the whole time. So he goes universe hopping to get the real one back. Then Prince Elias nulls out the marriage so that Antoine can be with Bunny and then Sally can be with whoever she wants. Both these issues do a little a side story with Dulcie the dragon. So what happens is Dulcie is asked to light a bonfire, but she leaves because she doesn't want to tell everyone that she's been stuck with a ring, a cursed ring that limits her fire breath. This happened because one day after her people got roboticized, she sneaks out of hiding way back when, separates from other survivor dragons. She meets Sonic and Sally later on and melts some SWAT bots. And eventually her own dragon people catch her. She gets in trouble for that and is exiled and punished by being given the cursed ring. So she can't breathe fire anymore. After not being able to light a bonfire, she decides, fuck this, I'm going to go ask the Elder for a pardon. But after years of being monitored by Eggman, she accidentally leads him to Vesuvio, where she is then ambushed by roboticized dragons. Later, after they are warded off, Dulcie is wrongfully blamed by the Elder for this invasion. So after she gets chained up, a stray falling robot dragon falls like straight on her, breaks her back, and then breaks her ring off, and getting her fire breath back, so she can save the day. The roboticized dragons died, but they'll be fine. The end.
Thank you, Bob. You described that story way better than it was actually written. Okay, first I'm going to say this cover is going to live rent free in my head until the day I die, I think. Because I can never get it out of my fucking skull.
I saw this a very, very long time ago, and I also saw the I Hate You panel a very, very long time ago. So it hit me like a truck realizing they're from the same issue.
Yeah, it's great. And they happen like pages apart.
Tails gets trolled, the origin.
I don't think this is Pat Spaziante for the cover. I don't know who it is though. I guess you could read the signature. I think it said like Sanford. I don't know who that is.
I was looking at it earlier. I'd have to look it up again. But yeah, it's not Spaziante.
Yeah, he's drawn a few of the covers, I think.
I will say this. The more I read this comic, the more I suddenly understand 2006 DeviantArt.
Yeah, okay. That's... I was going to talk about it. These comics definitely inspired us. I was going to talk about this on the podcast to out myself, but these definitely inspired a very specific denominator of like furry web comics. For sure. And it's kind of crazy that the pipeline is there and that I was riding it like a freaking water slide for sure.
Oh, the cover artist is Sanford Green.
I've never heard of what does he do? I mean, it's good art, but it's also it's also something else.
At least with this comic, he's drawn like 7 covers.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot. And I think he did the Mina ones. He may have done most of the ones from this set of issues except for like I think 157. It goes back to Pat or something like that. I Hate You. I mean the artist for these issues was James Fry, so it's not Ron Lim. I really like James Fry's style. I feel bad that he had to draw Penders and stuff, but he's got a cool style. It's very modern. I feel like some of the modern Sonic artists definitely took some inspiration from I think a combination of Pat Spaziante and James Fry for sure. Because there's definitely there's a lot of like comparison to be made. I really like the Sonic and the Antoine fight. I think about it a lot. Every time I think about these issues, I always remember how Antoine just styles on him on the bridge.
I do really like the way that evil Antoine here is drawn. It's like that fight is cool, but also there's just so many smug faces that I think are entertaining.
Evil Antoine is really quite good in these issues. I like I'm gonna say this, and I know you guys will probably not agree, but I genuinely think the plot line is good. I think that it really falls apart near the end. It has been set up for a while. Like there is definitely hints about it throughout where everybody's getting sicker around Antoine. And you know, we had that one issue where we find out that this is a fake Antoine. And so we, the reader, have known, but nobody else knows. I literally, dude, you cannot be, me and you have literally taken the same exact screenshots twice. We have the same brain. But like, it's the subterfuge plot that's really good. I really like it. I really like this whole setup. I like that they didn't just be like, evil Antoine wants Sally. He doesn't give a shit about Sally. He couldn't care less. He just wants to be the king. And in fact, he'll take everyone out around him just to be at that. But the way that he does it is really interesting. Now, the big issue I have with this is how rushed everything is at the end. It's so BS. Like, it ruins everything. The Elias plot, the way that Sonic finds out, it's like everything is just pulled out of the butt. And it's just like, for once, I'm like, wow, I'm actually enjoying a Pender story for like, since I don't remember when the last time is. However, it has been pendered at the very end again. And it's just like, why does it have to be like this? For once, I was I'm not gonna lie, I was reading these comics, I was so into like the way it was flowing. I accidentally took notes on the same like section. So I like 155 and 156 are just one big chunk. for me because of how like the flow was going until the very end, and I was like, wait a minute, I just realized I'm on another comic issue. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of like this is right here one of the reasons I took straight up just like whole page like screenshots, so people, if you want to look at the show notes, but like Sonic goes to Elias and he's like, in the beginning he's darkened out, so you don't know who he's talking to, but it's obvious. And he's just like, he's asking him to become king. And it's just like, okay, cool. But he's like, he denies it because he's like, why would I do that? That you just came all of a sudden and asked that. And then a few pages later, he's like, oh yeah, you know what? The best, fuck it, I'm taking the crown because that's the best option. Very against this character, very against what just happened, super rushed, out of character, hasty. And there's no real suspicion for Antoine. Like, there's no suspicion. And he does this because he's suspicious, and I'm like, what does that doesn't make any sense, especially from Elias. And and I say that because Sonic is like, Elias is barking up the wrong tree. He doesn't even suspect Antoine. Sonic doesn't. And then he comes 3 pages later and he's like, I knew it, you're the fake. I'm like, dude, shut up. You cannot double write like this is so infuriating. I'm so angry right now because I'm like, I was ready to defend this issue. I was reading through this and I was like, I am ready. It's finally, I'm back. Pender's Defender. And then I was like, never mind. It's all ruined. This just killed everything here for me.
MegaFire, have a Snickers. Calm down. It's okay.
I'm just so mad. I'm just so mad because I'm like, I was so ready to enjoy this one. And then here's another layer of it where it's like, okay, I can like the justification that he is taking the crown because he knows Sally doesn't want to. Great. Doesn't mention it until the one panel he has with interacting with Sally. And it's just like, I did it not because, I abandoned the crown because of love, and now I do it because of love. I take it back because of love. I'm like, shut up. You literally didn't care. Like, there's none of that logic had gone through. There was no buildup. There was no writing to like support this. Everything is out of character. Every single person sucks in these like you've just ruined everything. And it's just like, this is stupid. I hate this. I'm mad. And I especially like the one redeeming factor is once again evil Antoine and his like assassination attempt on on Elias. I was like, this is good. Too bad it leads into the whole I knew you were evil, Antoine. Fuck you.
My dude, evil Antoine, just tried to Assassin's Creed him.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. I love it.
Roger Craig Smith confirmed.
Also, this is a really bad Sally face. It looks like the Sonic ring. It looks like the Sonic ring thing again.
I don't know what to compare that to, but it is horrible.
I have an idea what it looks like, but I don't want to be like censored, so.
Oh, it reminds me of this. The Sonic holding up the ring thing.
This image has been edited so much at this point.
It's the only one I could find on Giphy. I didn't want to.
I love the bagel.
But yeah, the thing we were laughing about earlier is Harvek and I both posted the same screenshot from 2 different like versions of the comic of just next Shadow is back, and it's just Tails looking like near the sign and crying.
Shadow, oh, I hate that guy.
Anyway, now that I've totally freaking had my Shibuya meltdown about this, I really like evil Antoine in this specifically. I really like the build up. I think the plot could have been really good, and it started well, and it just not only does it not stick the landing, but it like makes everything else before it like just so much less enjoyable because it could have been better by like a mile. Like it was almost there. You guys have any other thoughts on this? I spurred out real hard on this. I really want to hear some kind of validation.
I was thinking that like the whole evil Antoine poisoning part, that's okay. It is a little silly to me how he got away with it, or just, like nobody like was suspicious of him up top. Like Like, did you give him his medicine? Yeah, like that's like okay.
He's getting sicker, but only when he started watching him. I see no issues here.
Well, it's like the thing is, I would agree with you if it wasn't for the fact that literally everybody beforehand, like in the writing, was like, "Oh yeah, why would we doubt Antoine? He's such a like, yeah, he's an asshole now, but like, he's not like." He's cold. He's not an asshole. He's just cold. War changed him. He's traumatized, whatever. But like nobody doubted how loyal he was. He served everybody for like he's protected. He's got to become a better fighter, and so it's like I didn't even think about that being like a negative. Like I get that. It's more to me. It's like the inverse where it's like, why do you doubt him now? It's like it doesn't. And the justification isn't even at the end. Oh, well, the guy got sicker when Antoine was watching. Nobody even said that at the end. Nobody even. Like, that's the easy out.
It definitely on that part with like, especially with Sonic, like it felt almost random when you started having thoughts of like just analyzing Antoine. I'm like, okay.
I feel like Sherlock Holmes mind palace.
A big thing that sucks about this story is like Sonic and his motivation. Like, it's like. Sally's getting married, and she didn't talk to me about it. Sonic is a real asshole in this.
Yes.
Not a fan. And
no.
Yeah, I feel like even... I don't know if I should say like getting Elias involved, or maybe just poorly handled. Like it seemed like a either poor choice or poorly done.
I like Elias getting involved. I like Sonic doing this, but the way he does it is, you're right, it's a wrong justification. If he had found out before that there was something up with Antoine and nobody believed him, much better. Him coming to Elias makes sense. He knows that, like, Sally doesn't want to be king. Everybody knows this. Or queen, sorry. But, like, all of that in combination would make way more sense for Elias. But then to be, like, the first section of it being like, hey, can you come do this thing? She's making a mistake. No, I support Sally, and she has the right to be queen. Bye-bye, Sonic. And be like, actually, I want the crown. What the? Within 3 pages. Like, what are you writing, man? And go on, sorry.
I think maybe one way a version of the story could have been better is if, like, Sally or even Bunny were more involved. Like, I think that could have maybe worked better. Like especially if you wanted like someone to like suss out Antoine or figure it out. Like I think Bunny could have been a great choice, and
I agree.
Would have been more natural, and also you could have the girls do something for fucking once. But also
I for one think Bunny should just make out with Sonic again.
Stop. It's even worse because Sonic was just making out with Fiona and he's just like, wait, married, huh? And just pulls his lips away and runs off.
And then by the end goes back to Fiona.
Yeah. Well, now that crisis is taken care of. If I can't have her, nobody can have her. Sonic the freaking... Man,
Sonic the incel.
Stop.
Sonic having girlfriends was a mistake.
Sonic's angels.
That's right. He just needs to kiss Shadow.
How do we feel about Sonic the Incel number 157?
I kind of wanted to highlight how fucked up this panel is. It might be one of the worst panels in this comic ever. Or one of the worst jokes.
I totally glazed over this. Yeah, you're right.
I went right over that.
Yeah, to be honest, I did too. But I saw someone point it out, and I was like, "Oh Lord!"
It's real bad.
Just Dulcie being like cartoon dizzy, stars around her, going like, "I'm sorry, Sad. It was my fault." And then the fucking asterisk comic book, like a reference to her abusive domestic partner as seen in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Remember that story where we fucked up? Good times.
Just turning this into a joke, and it's so bad. Ken Penders is the easy target, but Mike Gallagher, he has some big oofs.
Thanks, fucking Mike Higgins for that little reminder. The little fucking ad. You were editing and you're like, yeah, okay, let's make sure we know what's, instead of being like, can you just not have this? Yeah, Mike, thanks.
Penders say like, "Oh, Mamma Mia."
Oh, Mamma Mia.
Oh, heaven.
The Dulcie plot, just like I said, Bob did a better job talking about it than the actual story was.
Yeah.
It's really fucking weird.
Also, I love this. Hold on. Sorry. This was really funny. Just the ghosts of dragons past rising up sinking into hell.
Is a very strange ending.
Yeah, you're right.
Wonderful.
What were you thinking, Mike Gallagher? Why would you do this? Why did they even put this in there? This is just filler. I don't get it anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just like a weird backup story because something was going on behind the scenes. I don't know.
We all know what was going on behind the scenes.
I mean,
everybody was
especially
having
the forgettable off-panel backup story that we don't want to talk about. Like, that seems so clearly like this was probably wrote like years and years ago.
Yep.
57.
I'm going ahead. I'm tired.
Shadow returns.
For some reason, Shadow feels a connection to Laboratory Zero and decides to investigate it. Metal Sonic attacks, and after getting knocked back, Shadow bumps into a gun arm and proceeds to not use it because punching is more fun. Metal Sonic eventually does fire it, and eventually fires it instead. I misread that. And as Shadow throws a rock into the gun's sights, they both get blown up. And Mecha, that one robot that Eggman made, she shows up and she takes them away. Later, Eggman wakes up to his computer monitor reading that he has until 12 a.m. to live. Adam suggests a bold preemptive action would break Eggman's enemy out of hiding. So Dr. Eggman decides to show up at Sonic's place on foot, and by all accounts, Eggman has shot himself in the foot, but he tells Sonic to get rotated, idiot, and then Sonic kicks him in the face, revealing that it's some kind of hologram. Eggman bargains at asking for help, finding out who's threatening him, and says he can return Sonic's dad back to normal. So despite the risks, Sonic and Rotor show up at Eggman's place. Suddenly Mecha attacks and threatens everybody, including Eggman. Sonic is unable to take her out, and Mecha reveals Eggman's time is up a lot sooner than he thought, because there was like a 12-hour delay on the message on his computer. So a bunch of Metal Sonics show up, and they look like the Metal Sonic from Sonic Heroes.
Neo Metal, I think it's called.
Yeah.
First off, Eggman in a bathrobe. Second off, Shadow is Mega Man.
Why'd they give him a Mega Buster?
No, they should have made him shoot it.
Is this decades early foreshadowing?
Yeah. They're really good at doing that in this comic. On accident.
It's time to go. Plasma power.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever... I even labeled it Rotor dumb. Don't put these words in his mouth, Ken Penders. Everything that is happening here just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
This is the same guy that shot at Dr. Robotnik as soon as he showed up in that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like frame zero. He brought out his BFG and fired.
He did. You're right. I've chosen the ways of peace, Tails.
No more wars. It's time to be friends. I shall befriend the man that tried to kill my entire species.
I've chosen the ways of the centrist. Green Knuckles taught me everything.
I think... Oh, man.
Yo, Eggman fighting Sonic hand-to-hand went hard. I'm not gonna lie.
That actually was a
Get
highlight.
rotated was actually cool.
The fact that it went on for like 2.5 pages is crazy, and I love it.
I think this was a better fight than the Sonic and Shadow stuff later on.
Yeah.
Yes. Get rotated, idiot. He does it like twice.
Get a load of this. Oh, yeah. Flash kick.
Man, I think I just got excited seeing Neo. I like Neo Metal Sonic. I'm glad they brought him back. I like the way they use like kind of. I mean, they don't do Sonic Heroes, but I like the little jerry-rigged way that they put Neo in, which is actually something that happens in the next issue that you learn.
It's neat seeing them like right after the original Metal Sonic 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
158.
Yeah, I got nothing. Some good key panels, but that's all I got for now. I'm ready to start reading if y'all don't have anything.
Yep.
158. Eggman uses a little handheld device to unjam his robot mecha and put her back in Eggman's control. With her protection, he escapes the new Metal Sonics. Elsewhere, Sonic and Rotor have gotten back up, and as one of the Metal Sonics attacks, another one mistakes Sonic for Model Zero or whatever, and they back off. The Metals head off to some forest to find and eliminate Eggman as per their mission. Elsewhere, Elias meets up with Uncle Chuck. Chuck explains that while Sonic had been gone and presumed dead, he and Rotor had built a series of Sonic robots, which they later decided they were no longer needed since he had come back. Which I find a little weird. Maybe they could have been useful in a way, some way or another, but whatever. Chuck goes to push the emergency off button on these things, but it doesn't work. Some Metals threaten to crash a house where Hope is sitting. Shadow arrives in time to stop him, with Sonic showing up soon after. They beat up the robots to save Hope, but as Sonic tries to get one of the robots off him, he accidentally bonks Hope in the head with Metal Sonic's leg, and Shadow gets very mad. All right, thoughts?
I like this cover a lot. Touch me and I'll sue.
It's too bad it's a lie.
That's a good face. That's a really good face. Why did I take a screenshot of this?
Let's find out together.
Oh, that's right. I wrote a note. So I think it's cool that Uncle Chuck made Neo Metal Sonic.
Yeah, what was stopping them from turning these robots on and like using them when the plan was going to get deleted by the aliens?
He forgot.
They forgot.
He forgot. They locked the basement door, and Uncle Chuck forgot.
They locked the basement door, and he was busy making chili dogs.
Yeah. He has the best in Knothole. I hate all these weird-ass idioms, by the way. Shades of the Great War. By the source. Forget about it, man. Aurora Borealis. Oh.
May I see it?
No.
No.
Thank you. Yeah,
I actually got
I don't really have much else to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's nice to see Neo. It's cool that Uncle Chuck made him.
Shadow doing chaos stuff is kind of cool, but like,
I think that was in the next issue.
Is that the next issue?
Yeah.
These two kind of blend together.
Yeah.
These last three are the same plot. So
go ahead and give us the summary for 159.
Yeah, wrap us up, please.
Tensions rise between Sonic and Shadow, but the Grandma Beaver tells them to chill out so they can get Hope some help. So Shadow uses Chaos Control so that Hope, and Sonic can teleport to Castle Acorn and get Hope to Dr. Quack. The Metal Sonic show up again. Sonic fights them off, but it's not going so great. So Shadow, going to help, simply raises his hand, and beyond his control, the robots are somehow all defeated. And then later, the story is that Eggman is mad that everything sucks for him lately. As he watches some guys on the computer, he finds out Time of the Turtle ended up linked with some nanites, and what happens is that Adam is able to like make the nanites go a little haywire, so he transmits some nanites right onto like Tommy's palm or something. Well, from his palm, then from another computer across the planet, he triggers some katana growth. So he puts the nanites onto Jules' hand, and then onto Bunny, and then she gets kind of sick, so they almost get caught for a second, but it's fine. And then the nanites get onto Nicole. And what this means is that Eggman is able to just use the nanites to spy on everybody whenever he wants. The end.
Eggman curses. Also, his tiny face, his tiny big face here sucks. But also he curses. That's pretty cool.
I thought the red metal Sonic going go team is cute.
Yeah, I love that on the cover.
It's such a good. These covers are so cute. Here's another really good Eggman.
I hate that fucking hedgehog.
Of all the fuck. This is a really good Eggman laugh. I like it. Okay, I swear this reminds me of something. Is this Star Wars or something? You have your secrets or something like that. Yeah, where Padme
all right, then keep your secrets.
All right, then keep your secrets. That's exactly what Uncle Chuck. This reminds. I don't know what's wrong with me, but all I can think of when I read "You have your secrets, Shadow, we have ours," all I can think of is like, "All right, have your secrets."
The scary thing is Ken Penders trying to make Uncle Chuck join the Grandpa Monitor Everything gang. So,
yeah.
So thank goodness Ken Penders is out the door.
But see, this is symbolic. Him turning off the monitor is Ken Penders perishing.
The end of Ken Penders for now.
Also, Sonic Live. Is this not literally the Sonic Live? I feel like it is the Sonic Live face.
I don't know.
I didn't bother going back to check. I don't care enough. But Josh and Amy rated the art for the back half story, and not huge fan.
No, they colored it, but Ken Penders drew it, which, you know, that...
Oh, you're right. Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry. Ken Penders... It's really weird because I feel like he drew Eggman really differently than he normally does, and somehow worse. So it's like Ken draws people at least somewhat... I won't even say okay, but it's like not as bad as the furries, but... he also made Sonic's dad fat for some reason. But it's also inconsistent with every other time he drew his dad.
Hey man, put on a few pounds. It's been stressful.
Yeah, I put on a few pounds between 3 panels. Yeah, Ken's gone. This is it. Woo! Woohoo! I'm gonna okay, so
more like Ken Enders. Dorko, edit that out.
So this is the end of Ken Penders. These are the last issues that he's done, to my knowledge. And starting next issue, we get Ian Flynn on board. I do want to link a little like background of the situation. It's a nice little like video. Originally, I was going to link articles and videos, and in between the time that we started this podcast, somebody made a really good video that just sort of, it's not super long. Return of the King. That's right. Well, actually, this is the first time he's become king. So we made a nice video that kind of compresses a little bit of background on Ken Penders and what, like, everything that was happening with the comic and stuff. I kind of wanted to link it to you guys so we could talk about it in the next episode, just because I'm curious to hear if perceptions on Penders change or if things you learn about him are interesting at all. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, I think, because I've wanted to do that since the beginning. I'm like, you know, it was an interesting thing to learn. I never knew about Ken Penders like as a person. I only knew the comics. I didn't even know Ken Penders wrote things until I actually started paying attention to who the writers are, which was, you know, only a few years back. So yeah, I'm something I'm planning to do for the next session. I'm curious to hear what you guys think after watching the video. This was a pretty bad one. This set of issues. I was really enthused about the 50, 55, 56 issues, but unfortunately, disappointment.
That was grueling. It was probably it probably doesn't help. It just got shit going on, but this sucked.
Yeah, I mean you can tell the
good key panels like Kung Fu Eggman, but that's about it, really.
Yeah.
God damn it! I heard it in the Cutman voice.
Kung Fu Cutman.
Kung Fu Eggman!
Any final thoughts, Dorko?
Oh man, I don't know what I feel. Burned out.
Yeah, I was feeling kind of, I don't, I'm bored with reading these fucking things. It's like, because this isn't our first rodeo around like our really mid thing of Ken Pender's shit, but yeah,
But
apparently
this was
it gets
especially
better.
good.
So not worried exactly. This one was just tiring.
It's the changing of the guard. It really shows that there was like problems in the staffing department, in the quality of the work.
I mean, yeah, something is definitely happening, especially when you could tell that they're bringing out like old stories to fill up the back half. Something's going on behind the scenes. And yeah, I don't know what else to say differently, except like again, like this was. Well, I guess another thing was like, oops, I'm gonna cram all my reading in like 2 days. I'm like,
We should have done that.
I should not have.
We fucked up.
I did mine in an hour before we started.
You should have done that. Why do we all fuck up? We shouldn't. It was 8 issues.
It's become homework now for us. I've got a light at the end of the tunnel, and it can't get here long enough, man.
Thankfully we are at the point where everybody says is things are going up, so kind of a universally regarded as the upwards climb towards the highest peak of the comic. So I'm curious to hear what everybody's interpretations are. I know Dorko enjoys these. I think this is where you started reading, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to hear now Dorko's revisiting, unlike just me. It's all she wrote, I think. Goodbye, Ken Penders. Hello, Ian Flynn. We're excited to hear what's going to happen next. I already had the next set of comics planned. We're going to be reading 160 to 165 in the next issue, so our next set of issues. Yeah. All right. Any other closing thoughts?
I'm clinically depressed now.
Me too.
I have the prescription of antidepressants for you.
All right.
Just call Ian Flynn and we will find out all about it next time.
Hey, this isn't Columbo.